Hello everyone. So since I posted last time, I got a few new inks and pens I would like to share with you here. So here is kind of like my master list of my current fountain pen collection, but I guess I need to work with them more to have a more conclusive thing or have a better grasp on what is good or suits my need. Recently, I feel like I kind of fell into the consumerism hole of fountain pen and inks. I don't know if that's a good thing. It might not be a good thing. Nevertheless, since I already have them, I hope I can have a better control of myself, or at least understand what I want before I make more purchases. That being said, I do have I think 2 more pens on the way. Those are not the most pricey ones. One is from Hongdian, is their Black Forest line, and the other is from Admog, which is a very interesting brand. I found out on AliExpress. I do read a couple of reviews. They I guess I will take a look at them when I actually have them. Well, first of all, I want to update a couple of ink and pens that I talked about in my last video, if you've seen them. So first is the Nahvalur Schuylkill in their Chromis Teal color. So last time I talked about, so this pen is kind of a wet writer with a F nib which writes like an M. So after I finish that ink inside, I choose a different ink in this pen, which I absolutely love. So the ink is the Sailor Manyo Ayame. So this is the first Sailor, like the dual shading ink I love. But I never find a pen that works well with this ink before. Oh, I guess I'll just write this in their menu line. So because this pen, this is not the original nib that came with the pen, but when I bought this pen, I bought it from the Nahvalur website. They offered a variety of nib colors and size. So this is the Nahvalur Schuylkill Chromis Teal, and this is that double broad nib in gold color. It's a steel nib. I think it writes very, very smooth, and then this purple shading from this Ayame ink can show up beautifully with this nib. And I think I love this pen even more right now with this ink inside. So that's this pen. I will keep using this ink with this pen, I think, until I finished the whole bottle, I hope. That's this one. And the second one, I talked about how this Jinhao 100 has a nib that I don't really enjoy. I tried to get an S-Fine nib, but in the end, I find out the S-Fine nib doesn't go with this pen. So I end up get a nib from Kaweco. Kaweco is you can find them on Amazon. And I think this ink with this pen and ink combination works pretty well as well. So I don't know what I called it last time, but this is the Diamine, golden sands. So yeah, and also this is a medium size as well. It flows very well. I think sometimes if I write too fast, it's Jinhao. Sorry, it's not Jinhao, it's Jinhao. Yeah, and I sometimes when I write very fast, it could skip a little bit, but I guess that's on me. If you write it not that as fast, I think the ink flow is very good, and also it's a juicy nib to give out this ink that can show off the golden shimmer inside. Oh, I find out why this brand is called Kangaroo. You see, there is a kangaroo as their logo. I find it's very funny. I don't know. That's kind of my sense of humor. So kangaroo and kaigaloo is I don't know why. I find that very funny. So I think this pen now works great with the color and the ink and the nib. So those are the two I want to update here. So, and in addition to my current Nahvalur, Schuylkill, they recently have a new release. So this is their original plus. So their original plus line is piston filler. And this is their new release. I think they released a black one and a white one. This black one is called Lovina Graphite with rose gold trims. I bought it simply because I want to have another piston filler. It was between this. I was eyeing the Twisby vacuum fillers for a while, and I figured that since Nahvalur is releasing another one, might as well get one from them. And then I got my first step nib. Because of the color, I also get this ink, the Blue Dragon from Colorverse with glistening gold. So it's basically blue ink with red sheen, purpley red sheen, and shimmering gold inside. Like I said, this is my first stub nib, and I find it so satisfying to write with. I'm not a good writer. I have no knowledge in calligraphy, nor do I practice a lot. But this pen and ink combination, especially the being a stub nib, I mean, well, I don't even know how to spell glistening now. I don't know. It just looks amazing. Yeah, this nib is very, very smooth. This feels even smoother, even more smooth compared to the fine nib. I don't know, maybe because of the ink flow just give me a better writing experience. But yeah. And also, if you can see, I think when it dries, it will be different, but you can look at the shimmer inside the barrel. It starts to look green because it's a gold shimmer in a blue ink. Yeah, I find this pen and ink combination being very satisfying to write with. So both of these two pens also, and then I got their most famous Nautilus model from, so these two, you can now tell that these are both from Atlas Stationer, because this is their Atlas Stationer limited edition, special edition. So this is my first Nautilus from Nahvalur, and the color is called Lavender Dream. So this pen also had a has a rose gold trim. So I guess these two nibs, if I want to, I can swap them in the future. Well, this pen cannot be posted, just FYI, but yeah. So this nib is a fine, which I think is right good. But somehow I start to find interesting different experience of writing in a different nib. So okay, I guess I write that wrong. I should talk about the ink first. So the ink I put inside is the very popular Sailor Manyo Nakoyanagi. So it's the purple ink that has a blue shade, I think. I think this purple is kind of light, maybe for some people. I find it's also a bit light, but it still show up, so it's not too bad. But I think this color is very pretty with this pen, so I do have other purple inks, but this is the one that leans towards the more lilac purple. Nahvalur, Nautilus. I don't know if you guys can tell, I started to become a fan of Nahvalur. I'm not quite sure why. I guess because their design is very interesting, and also I don't know. I don't know if this is some information that related. I play Splatoon, which is a game that is kind of anthropomorphize some sea creatures too. So the whole Nahvalur brand is kind of like they take inspiration from different sea creatures, scenery, something related to the sea. I don't know why I just drawn to them, but this is a beautiful pen. This is probably the most pricey pen in my collection right now. I don't intend to buy more pen at this price point for now, because this is kind of pricey. So this is yeah, some of the new pens. Also with those pens, I also get ink from Nahvalur. I previously got the Dark Forest from Nahvalur, so this is their Explorer line. I also got one from their Rover line, and this is the Galaxy. This ink is very interesting as well. I put this in my I kind of let my Kaweco rest it for a little bit before I take it out to fill this ink with. So this is the Nahvalur Rover ink in Galaxy. So this ink, if you look at their pictures, it looks like a deep blue, like a deep navy with green sparkles. Like on paper, I think the blue is almost like a gray blue. That's like kind of show but the sparkles always show up. Even like my Kaweco is a fine. Yeah, there's somehow the sparkle still shows through, which I enjoy very, very much. Yeah, and then I like my Kaweco. This nib is very easy to take apart, so I don't worry about having shimmer ink inside. And again, this is kind of my favorite pocket pen, my only pocket pen at this point. I enjoy writing with it very much. It's very smooth. Yeah, something I got today is a I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is the Hongdian N9. When I try to purchase this pen first, I find it on AliExpress, which is cheaper than what they are selling on Amazon. But when I first try to buy it, I try to buy their candy, like cotton candy colorful version, and somehow it got lost in the mailing. So I contact the store. They responded saying like, how about we mail you a different one? Or how we mail another one? And I said okay, and they tell me that they probably don't have that in stock anymore. So I said okay, then I can also have the white one. So this is the only like white pen in my collections right now, I guess. I do have a white Lamy, but I wasn't using it currently. But I do think this pen is very nice looking. And also somehow it look like the pen is kind of like a bigger pen, but it's actually relatively light. And with the shape, and even if I post it, it doesn't feel heavy or back weighted. The balance seems all right. I think the nib needs some work. The nib is not the smoothest nib I've ever written with. So the ink I put in here is the Herbin Rogue Granite. So it's like a slightly pinkier, or like, yeah, so it's a red, but it's kind of lean towards the pinker side of reds. And I think it writes all right. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. And then it is a fine nib, and it writes pretty fine anyway. So it's called Jade White. Oh, it's actually extra fine nib, sure. Yeah, it's very smooth if I write it. Well, it's not bad. So these are my recent fountain pen find. I'm curious about what they are when they are talking about an architecture nib, or some nib that what they call the long blade nib in some of the Chinese fountain pen manufacturer. Because I learned this by experience. It's probably something very straightforward and common knowledge in the fountain pen community, but I recently learned that because I do write in both English and Chinese. So if it's a stub nib, I can write in stub nib in English. But if I want to write Chinese, the stub nib looks a bit weird. I think this is still kind of like it's still like a kind of calligraphy, but maybe it's not the most common one that people use, especially you're written in like East Asian fonts. If you're writing Chinese, Japanese, or Korean, you probably don't do this kind of calligraphy. So I'm now interested in getting something what they call a long blade, which is more useful in practicing handwriting in Chinese. So that's why I actually got I just bought a Hongdian Black Forest that has a long blade nib. Yeah, so those are my current experience with fountain pen so far. I want to keep a lot of these in my current rotation, but apparently like pens like this stub nib and then the double brow wouldn't be a daily use in a journal, but I really enjoy writing like some titles with them. And this ink, like I said, this ink looks beautiful. I mean, I think the Ayame is like my first love when we're talking about shading and sheening in fountain pen inks. And somehow I can get a pen to show off this color. It's very exciting to me. Yeah. So these are my new obtained stationery loves. Also, quick mention to this. I think this is the rickshaw pen case. I think it's alright. I I don't love it, but I do enjoy having my pens secured inside, especially the Nautilus. Yeah, I think I will keep them, these three here. So yeah, with that, thank you and hope you have a good day. Bye.